Hey everyone, I'm going to try and make this one quick and concise. So if you don't know what an upscaler is and why you would want one, go watch my last video about upscaling that was only for Mac and go to the bookmark chapter. There should be a link at the top of this video. Let's get right into this. This upscaler is completely free, open source, features batch upscaling, and is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. So everyone should be covered. To download it, just going to open up your browser and go to upscale.org. Once there, up in the top right, click on the download button, and then you'll have a few selections. First, if you're using Linux, it will have a bunch of different options to choose from for downloading. I'll let you figure that one out yourself if you're going to be using Linux. As for Mac, there are two options. There's the basic disk image, which is the one you're going to want to use. Otherwise, they now have it available for the Mac App Store, which, if you go through the Mac App Store, for some reason, they're charging $12.99 for it. And then on Windows, currently, it's just the EXE installer. It says there's one coming soon for the Microsoft Store, but I'm going to assume when that happens, they're probably also going to charge money for that one. So, probably best either way to stick to the EXE installer. So at that point, I'll be picking the disk image, downloading it, and it's that simple. And once it's downloaded, it's going to be obviously different for the Linux and PC users from here, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out. But just for example, on a Mac, go to the directory that you would have had it downloaded to, double click the disk image, and then from there just grab the application, drag it into the applications folder, and let go. I already have it on there, so I'm going to not do that. So now that's in my applications, just going to open it up and good to go. Now if you saw the other video of the other upscaler, this might look like it's a bit more complicated, but really it's not. It's just the interface is a little different, I think. And there are more options, but they're kind of hidden. But as far as the basics that I'm going to go over, very simple to use. First, if you click on the settings tab here, you'll see there's quite a few options. Honestly, I haven't dealt with really anything on here, as the default settings have worked perfectly for me, and quite a few of the settings do say experimental, and when stuff already works well for me, I didn't see much of a point in changing them. However, I did change the theme a few times, and make sure to stay away from any of the eye-bleeding light mode themes. And for example, here's a quick idea of what they all look like. And for now, I'm actually just going to stick with the Halloween. It looks good enough to me. It's dark. It's all that matters. So making it really simple, let's just look at each of the settings. For instance, the first one. I prefer PNG over JPEG, and apparently it's experimental to do the JPEG, so I will stay on PNG. I have no idea what the post-process image thing even means, so I'm not going to change it when things are working. I prefer 4x upscaling and haven't had a use for lowering it. I have zero need for compressing within the app. If I want smaller files, I'll do that later with something simple like Preview. I don't want the output folder saved, as I change it for almost every batch I do. I don't care about overwriting previous upscales, as I never redo the same files. No idea what the GPU ID would do for me, and I haven't looked it up yet. And I'm good with the models built into Upscale for now, so I haven't bothered with adding a custom model. Though I do love that they added this ability for the future. So now let's get back to the actual Upscale tab. And we'll do a single image first. So either you can click this select image button here and then search through your directory to find it, or you can have a nice handy dandy window with your image that you want and just click and drag it on here and you're good to go. Step 2 is the important part, where you pick which model you want to use for upscaling. For almost everything, I would use the first option, which here you can see is called the Real ESR GAN. It works great and seems to be kind of a standard open source option. Otherwise, if you're in a hurry and aren't worried about the quality nearly as much, go with the Fast Real ESR GAN. There's quite a bit of difference in speed, but there's also quite a bit of difference in quality. but if it doesn't matter too much, then go with the fast one. The only other option I ever use is the digital art option at the end. If you have any comic book or anime line art, this one works great, and the speed is greatly increased over the real ESR GAN. Then once you've chosen your model, step 3, it's quite self-explanatory. Click the button and you'll set the output folder. So just find the directory, which I want the upscale directory there, and hit open and you're set. So that's where it'll make it. Now all you gotta do is hit upscale. And once it's done, you got a slider in the middle so you can see the before and after. And at that point, you're done because it automatically saves it. You can see in the directory here. There it is. So now I'm going to do one more quick example. I'm going to do one of line art. So I'm going to drag this image on here. And then I am going to select, instead of the real ESR GAN, I am going to instead choose digital art. Change the output folder for that one. Let's put it to that correct directory. And hit upscale. Let's see how fast this goes. And go. And there we go. Again, slider. Much better. Now we're going to take a look at batch upscaling. Again, it's very simple. You just need to tap the switch for batch upscale first to enable it here up at the top. And then this is where I run into the first thing I don't like about this app that they will hopefully upgrade in the near future. You cannot drag and drop a folder of images. If I try, it'll just tell me, please drag and drop an image. So instead, you might want to try bringing in a bunch of them. Do the same thing, and just absolutely nothing happens. So again, hopefully that's something they'll add or fix in the future. So instead, you have to tap select folder and find the directory that you're looking for that has the images in it. Select that and hit open. From here, the steps are all the exact same as before. Choose the model you want to use. I will be going back to the real ESR GAN. Then choose the output folder. And there's that. And once that's done, just hit the upscale button and it'll start going through all of the images that you have in that directory. I will say this is one thing that kind of bugs me here also is that there really isn't a progress bar. All it's letting you know is each individual image when it's done upscaling. I would much more prefer a percentage of each individual image to let me know where it is, and then I can have an idea of how fast it's actually going. Right now, I have no idea where it is in the first image. Oh, there. Finally one image done. And then it doesn't even say how many images there are left to do either. I personally would prefer that it just gave you an update of how far along it is with the individual image and then how far along it is with the entire batch. One other gripe that I have is that unlike the individual image upscales, you don't have the ability to scrub over the images to see the before and after. It's not needed, but it's fun to see the difference right there. And all of the gripes that I actually do have about upscale are features that are on the Mac-only software from the previous video I had done, but at the same time, upscale has quite a few more options. And that's it. You can now either tap the button to open the directory where the upscales are, or you can start another upscale. I hope you found this video useful and informative. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and take a second to leave a comment. Thank you so much, and have a great day.